Hey, how's it going, everybody? We've got some news that's kind of all over the place today. We've got players stepping down from the competitive scene. We've got some drama tied along with that. You've got players that are hinting at getting signed by organizations. You've got moms standing up for esports. And then you also have OCE, the major, has concluded. So we'll be talking about that as well. All in today's video. Let's get into it. What is up, everybody? Lawler here, your inside source for all things Rocket League. We've got some fun stuff to talk about today, but before we get into it, as always, if you guys enjoy the content, thumbs up, subscribe, you know what to do. Links to everything as well that I'm talking about in the description down below. If you guys do have additional questions about stuff, don't be afraid to stop over at the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Lawler. I will answer all the questions that you guys have in detail to the best of my ability, unless someone else has also asked it recently. Then you can check out the VOD. So either way, we'll get through these. First things first, we're going to be talking about Shadow, the former player for Charlotte Phoenix. Shadow, Daniel, his first name, has tweeted out this. Quitting Rocket League, thanks for all the memories and all the friendships created while playing. Doesn't really give a whole lot of context to what's going on, but just the fact that he is stepping down and no longer playing Rocket League. Not exactly sure why or what the reasoning is. A player that, again, extremely talented, played with Stromboli as well back in the day, but to not be playing anymore is kind of odd. There was, like people have said, there wasn't really any indications of this. It's just, don't know if he's just not feeling it anymore. He's got other passions or what's going on, but Shadow is stepping down. The crazy thing about this is obviously it was posted on the subreddit and there was some comments that ended up appearing as well. And one of them in general really stood out. Profound Sadness on Reddit ended up saying this. Karma just said on stream he was intentionally throwing games in order to get her kicked from the team, and he succeeded. Glad he's gone. I don't know how much of this is true or not. The VOD that he is talking about from Karma's stream has been removed, and I've talked to Karma quite a few times about the way that she feels or has been treated in this space, and I don't really want to rehash or bring that up. I am not the person that should be talking about that. That is up to Karma if she would like to discuss those kind of things publicly, but I don't know how much of this is true or how much it isn't. I will say that, and a lot of people discuss this in the comments about, there's times where Shadow is hot and cold. There's times where he's absolutely dominant. There's times where he's not. There's been a lot of questions about him, kind of like Atomic, where there'd be moments where he's, playing really, really well, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, the pressure's getting to him or something like that. And we just don't really know what the situation was. There's further talks about how the VOD has been deleted. She was almost crying over it, saying it was super toxic environment. And it's unfortunate, obviously, because all right now it is word of mouth, and there's no way for me to go and look and find that stuff out with the deleted VOD. But I really hope it's not the case. Obviously, Karma being one of the older players, as well as the only female in the RLCS, it really sucks to hear that. Because Karma is a very talented player, but the talent that surrounded her was never always the best. And I really hope that this isn't the case, not only for Shadow's sake, but also just for Karma's sake, because if you hear like those are the limitations, that is really putting a negative connotation on the scene in some capacity. So, and I really hope it doesn't hinder others from that are women that want to come into the scene and try their best, because we do have the Women's Carball Association where there's a lot of really talented players, Supersonic Legends and more. But I don't want that to hinder or deter from those trying to make a push into the RLCS, if that is their end goal, because there is a lot of talented players still out there that haven't been heard of. I will say, though, that Swish, the general manager from Charlotte Phoenix, does state there are two sides to every story. There are multiple things going into the factor into a roster change decision, and weeks were spent deliberating on it. Appreciated the time he and everyone else spent with us in Charlotte, and best of luck to Shadow in his future endeavors. So again, we do have to take under circumstance that it could be a different perspective, and I'm not here to call anybody a liar or say that one person is wrong about the situation or not. But again, anytime you hear information about this, and this is why I'm not confirming that it is a thing, is because this is just word of mouth based upon what one person is saying, and other things could go down the scene. Ultimately, it is up for you guys to decide, but again, I don't recommend going and constantly asking somebody about this and trying to rehash those feelings. So I'm just here to report the information, and it's crazy that this is even a thing that's being discussed. In more positive news, over in Europe, you've got a team by the name of Aether that has been popping off pretty well lately. You've got a ragtag team of people with Yukeo, Ixo, and Tox that have had some pretty good runs, actually, in Europe. And Yukeo decided on April 30th to tweet a picture of the eye emoji, like the side eye emoji, and someone signing something. And a lot of us are believing that there's a chance that they are being signed by an organization. And Aether was kind of an interesting one because obviously they've had the results, but they are done for the season. They don't have anything else to play, and they're not playing in the major. Regionals are over. So you've got essentially 5 months until RLCS 11, if it does happen. So for them to get signed or find an organization, I think is awesome. Number one, because there's going to be a lot of off-season tournaments that pop up, hopefully, please. And the fact that those teams have a chance to have representation and earn a paycheck is pretty sweet. So fingers crossed for Yukeo and the guys that they do end up having an organization that's going to be backing them here relatively soon. We'll have to wait and see on when that gets announced. And you guys know when it does get announced, you better believe that I will make a video with it being covered in some capacity. Next up, there's been some stuff going on. If you guys don't know who Bill Maher is, he is unliked by quite a few, especially the esports scene lately, because of a tweet that he put out a little bit ago talking about how Bill Maher doesn't understand or wonder why people watch others play video games on Twitch, thinks it's a waste of time. And to that I say, well, why do you sit on your couch and watch professional athletes play a sport? Because they're really good at it, man, and it's entertaining. It's not that hard. What's with boomers, man? Like, how do they not get that entertainment is entertainment, and not everybody is going to be entertained? And that's like entertainment quota for the day by the same thing. Like, people have different likes and interests. Just because you like a certain type of movie, I don't. Like, either way, Jake Lucky, who is known as the esports talk guy, who does a bunch of videos on all things esports related, says esports mother and parent of Rocket League pro Ronaky, conspiracy theory connoisseur. You guys don't know what I'm talking about with Ronaky and his conspiracy theory, go look up Ronaky conspiracy theory and enjoy that video. It's from the Brawl, if you guys don't remember. But Ronaky's mom actually replied to this and said, "I'm 63 years old and I'll rather watch games on Twitch than watching your show. My son Ronaky is a pro gamer in Rocket League playing for Team Liquid. Knowing what it takes to play on that level gives more respect than stupid talk on TV." Shots fired. Shoutouts to Ronaky's mom. I've actually met her. She's amazing, super nice. But this is the part that I'm loving. You are getting, no offense, Ronaky's mom, older generations that are open-minded to the situation and have had their, whether it be the fact that it's because their son is playing and has a broader perspective on it, or is more open-minded just because that's the way that they were raised. But to show like, yeah, duh, like the amount of time, effort, and stuff that they're putting in and all this entertainment side and the competition and everything else, how can you not give it credit? And it sucks because it basically feels like we're old man yelling at sky meme, because those people just are so close-minded to the idea. And that's a generalization. I know plenty of older people. I'm not that young. I'm almost 30 here. Ooh, that sucks to say. But there is people that are older than myself that very likely, like when I'm on a plane going to an event or something, that are willing to discuss and talk and understand why it is the way that it is and why it's projected to make $1.3 billion this year. There is a reason why esports and the gaming culture is rapidly growing. And it sucks that we still have these hurdles and these limitations. It's part of the reason why, like esports in particular, the broadcast and everything are so crisp and so clean, and the productions are so strict. It's because when it did come to appeasing the mainstream, we wanted to make sure there was literally no excuses whatsoever, other than their own terrible takes on it. And apparently that still happens. So Bill Maher, I hate to break it to you, man, but you're just wrong. Like it's not that, there's no argument here. You're just wrong, dude. Anybody wants to make an argument, it's more about the fact that like all forms of entertainment are technically a waste of time. There is something more productive we could definitely doing, but we as human beings like entertainment. We like to be entertained by things. So yeah, why not video games, man? Last but certainly not least, we have the majors. If you guys forgot that there is Rocket League actually going on, there is the majors going on the rest of this month. Every single weekend, Saturday, Sunday, will be a different major for a different region. Right now, it's OCE. Next, it'll be South America, and then we'll go from there. I'll do power rankings for NA and EU as well, and basically tell you guys who I think is going to win. But the OCE Major is going on pretty late at night. We had the tournament go down. We had Group A and Group B. We take a look at Group A. We've got Ground Zero, Cringe Society, LG Direwolves, Riot Gaming, and Overt. Group E, you've got Renegades, Mindfreak, Canberra, Havoc, Team Eros, and Donkey Squad. Results are what they are, pretty expected. You've got your top seeds, Ground Zero, Cringe, Renegades at the top, and Mindfreak and others. Riot Gaming has also done some pretty big surprises here and there as well. But the top 4 out of 5 move on, and Overt and Donkey Squad get eliminated. We then go look at the playoff bracket, and I'm not going to break these down too much just because they happen way too late. There is some things that need to be discussed based upon the results, but my recommendation is I'm going to keep this pretty sick. I'm just going to show you the bracket because this video is already going pretty long when it comes to the news. And if you'd like to see more information on this, link in the description down below to the Liquipedia. You can go on any of the matches and click the little eye icon. It'll give you a drop down and it'll give you links to each individual game that if you'd like to go and watch those, you can do so. There is some pretty good ones out there. I recommend right out the back. Watching Ground Zero has been fantastic. Watching Renegades has been a thing. And Cringe Society as well. You watch the top three, even Mind Freak has been doing some pretty exciting things. They were known for doing a very similar playstyle to Veloce at one point, where a little bit more defensive, counterattack heavy, and it catches a lot of teams off guard. So some pretty good matches overall. OCE, again, I don't think enough people give credit to. I know this channel, when I talk about OCE, doesn't really pay attention to it at all. The viewership is like super low. But I do recommend go check it out. They're playing late at night. Matches are actually really entertaining. So we've got South America coming up next weekend as well. Same thing, South America, even though they don't know what defensive rotations are, generalization, high flying, tons of aerials, lots of crazy matches. They're basically NA with less defense. It's actually really entertaining. So that is going to wrap it up for this version of your Rocket League news. If you guys do have any questions, comments, concerns, links down below. Also, before I forget, the tiebreaker between V1 and Ghost went down on Sunday as well. If you'd like to check out the results there, you can also check it out on the Liquipedia page I have in the description. Don't want to spoil it for you, but it was between Ghost and V1 to see who goes into the major to play, which actually has a pretty big significance in regards to money, because neither of those teams can make it into the top 6. So if you guys do have additional questions, let me know in the comments down below. And while you're down there, if you enjoy the content, thumbs up, subscribe. You guys know what to do. And I'll catch you next time. Peace.